It's time now for the latest business news. We're joined by Delano D'Souza here in the studio. Good evening to you, sir.
Good evening.
As we've been saying, the aftermath of the flight to MH17, the pressure on Russia from all sides, especially the sanctions side, mounting.
That's right. Now, Russia had been focused last week itself, with the United States upping its sanctions over the country's role in the crisis in Ukraine. Now, the US had pressed Europe to follow suit, and it seems the downing of flight MH17 is speeding that process along. Speaking earlier, British Prime Minister David Cameron signalled Europe as well could intensify its sanctions on Russia.
For too long, there has been a reluctance on the part of too many European countries to face up to the implications of what is happening in eastern Ukraine. It is time to make our power, influence and resources felt. Over the weekend, I agreed with Chancellor Merkel and President Hollande that we should push our partners in the European Union to consider a new range of hard-hitting economic sanctions against Russia.
Let's take a look at how markets fared today. Threats of further sanctions sent Russia's MICEX tumbling over 2.5%. And for the rest of Europe, as you can see, red across the board. Tensions in Ukraine and Gaza negatively weighing on market sentiment here. The FTSE, DAX and CAC 40 all ended the day in negative territory, even though there were some individual stocks that made gains. Shares in British retailer Tesco ended the day up 2.1%. Let's switch over to the US now, where markets have just closed and the picture is pretty much the same. Global geopolitical tensions having a downward impact on markets in the States. Shares in Netflix just closed the day up over 1.5%. The company has just reported revenues higher than analyst estimates. And moving on now, a food safety scare has hit American fast food giants in China. A reporter for a Shanghai-based television station reported that meat supplier Husi Food was selling expired chicken and beef to McDonald's and KFC. Now, the latest scandal comes in a series of food-related issues to hit the country, as Joe Tandy now explains.
Stale chicken processed and transformed into nuggets. Burgers picked up off the floor. Expired meat repackaged for sale to restaurant chains like McDonald's and KFC. The hidden camera images show a Husi Food Company processing facility. Shanghai's Dragon TV broadcast the pictures on Sunday. Later in the evening, food safety officials arrived to investigate the allegations. Barred from entering at first, officials eventually gained access. But when investigators tried to download surveillance video recordings, company servers suddenly cut out.
We were copying a database from the company's network, and it was cut off just as we were about to finish.
Hidden in a so-called training room, officials found records of inferior quality meat repackaged for sale. A former Husi quality control worker said the company had consistently fooled inspectors by preparing fake food reports.
They have two sets of paperwork. One set was recorded during the processing and the other set was for the investigators.
Husi's American owners say they're cooperating with the official investigation. McDonald's and KFC parent company Yum apologized to customers on Monday, announcing that they've stopped using Husi's products. The scandal is the latest in a string of Chinese food scares. In 2012, KFC's sales plummeted after news reports claimed the company's suppliers pumped chickens with excessive levels of antibiotics.
And with that, it's a wrap of this business bulletin. It's back to you.
Delano D'Souza, thank you very much indeed, sir. Good to see you. Delano there with all the business.